Flying for me is like, it's just an incredibly peaceful thing. Obviously for us, we have a lot in our minds all the time. I think coaching the game of football, the most enjoyable thing about flying is really just getting out there and getting away from everything else. And because there is so much going on, your focus goes just to that and you really tune everything else out. It's like that F1 show. Have you seen it? They go, yeah, my name's Eddie. You want me to do it right now? Yep. Really, all my childhood, all I remember is growing up in San Diego, California. Obviously, it was an incredible place. San Diego's got some pretty good weather. My childhood was riding to the beach, getting in the water, surfing, fishing, and riding bikes all over the place and having a good time.
These are pictures of him when skateboarding became very popular. Of course, doing tricks and things with the skateboard. His childhood was probably pretty typical to most children's childhood. He played every sport he could play. Surfing, water skiing, sailing, anything that was on the water he tried. He just loved sports. That was his thing.
My mom, first and foremost, she took care of the whole household and she was incredible. I mean, you talk about selfless. She gave every single ounce of everything she had to her 4 children on a daily basis and still does today. She also was really kind of the emotional supporter of all of us and gave us the confidence that we all needed. I definitely wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. And then my dad was he was hard, man, and there was a strict standard that you had to follow and live up to. He would tell the story of him when he was in the military and he was learning how to fly a jet. He did a training flight with an instructor. Instructor told him, hey, it was a great flight, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. When we were up there, I said, bring the aircraft to 2,000 feet. You said, we're at 2,000 feet, sir. He said, we're at 2,050 feet. Let's bring it on down to 2,000 feet. The instructor said to him, if you accept those 50 feet today, you'll accept them the rest of your life. He was very detailed about everything. He held us to a high standard and forced us to hold ourselves to a high standard. On the weekends, he would always have a project. It was either woodworking or building a car. For me, I would just hang out with my dad all weekend and loved every minute of it.
He had hobbies, probably not as many as Dave, but he changed careers at least 9 times in his life.
He was a bricklayer, he was a janitor in a hospital. He kind of went in the Coast Guard just to prevent getting drafted from something he didn't want to be in. And then he decided, well, if I'm going to do this, then I need to do something I really want to do. So he went into the Navy and flew jets off aircraft carriers. My dad was really my hero, role model, idol. I mean, I loved the guy. I loved everything about him. One of the great things I thought about my dad is he was always willing to share all of his stories. I mean, you could tell when he talked about the military and his time flying, his whole world lit up. You could feel it in his voice, his energy, his enthusiasm. And there was nothing he loved more than talking about those flying days. He wouldn't offer it on his own, but if you asked a question, he couldn't wait for it, and he would let it rip and tell you everything he had.
The SAMs were insidious. They weren't if you saw them, and you could see them. If they were coming up in front of you, or if you're jinking, working your way into the target, you never flew just straight and level. You'd prevent an easy, perfect solution for a gunner or a SAM, and you were gone. So everybody moved in a sort of a symphony, if you will, and we called it jinking.
He was out on a mission somewhere over Vietnam, and it was dark at night, and all of a sudden these lights are coming at you. When I was a little kid, I'm like, well, what do you mean, the light's coming at you? And he's like, well, that's a tracer. The tracer is how the guy firing the gun down on the ground knows where he's shooting at, and he would talk about rolling away from him and this and that.
You play chicken with a missile, and you could, win that every time, just about. But when you're like this and you're now turning down and away, they launch one from over here from another site. And you turn away and they launch one from another site. And we had days when they'd launch 25 to close to 40 missiles at us in one mission in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, so as a kid, everyone would say, like, you look exactly like your dad. You know, there were some pictures that we had in the house of when he was young, actually when he was flying in the military. I would say they looked pretty close, so I respected and looked up to him so much that I enjoyed the fact that I kind of looked like him and people thought I resembled him. We have an older sister. Her name's Dave Fipp. When my mom and dad were away, there was no messing around because she was the iron fist. She ruled the house or the environment, and there was no getting away from it. Jim Fipp, he's 3 years younger than us, and the bottom line is everyone loves the baby. So he got it easy his whole life. And then I have a twin brother, but he's 2 minutes older than me, and I definitely heard about that my whole life. My twin brother's name is Rob Fipp.
Raising 4 children anywhere, and especially a set of twins, you have the competition between the 2 boys.
He was always the best looking guy. School came easy for him. Athletics came easy for him. And so for me, my whole childhood, I'm sitting here growing up with this guy who's the same age as me, goes to the same classes as I do. He gets A's, I get C's or D's. Growing up in that environment, it's so competitive and you're comparing yourself to somebody, and for me, really coming up on the short end most of the time, every day was a fight to try to be better than the guy who was right next to you, and it was just a constant reminder living with him all the time.
They have a really good relationship, and I think the reason they do is because they were total opposites of each other in height, in what they did, in their abilities too. There was such a difference in the way they learned that we couldn't have them in the same class.
For me, growing up, school was difficult. I like to say it's just because schools were not structured for guys like me or people like me. But we enjoy things that we're good at, you know, and so I was better at sports than I was at school, so obviously that was kind of really my freedom. But yeah, in high school, I played football and then I ran track. Just run as fast as you can, put that pole in the ground and jump up and let it throw you up there. And sure enough, man, I loved it. It was a rush, thrill. I mean, it was great. This is one of my all-time favorites, actually, because number one, I had the black eye paint on and it was smeared down. So it was like you're tough and gritty and playing in the middle of the game. You like that one?
I do. How old were you?
I don't know. I was young. Nice. Oh man, I thought I was badass. That's really where it all began, La Jolla High School. The truth is I was not very good at football. My junior year, my high school coach, he gave me like an award at the end of the year for being the other team's most valuable player. But it's ironic because this guy also changed my life. He was my Spanish teacher in 9th grade and also defensive backs and defensive coordinator at the high school. His name's Ray Hernandez.
It wasn't necessarily gifted, you know, he was learning the game, you know, tackle football, but we had a very good ball club. Dave wasn't going to crack that lineup, you know, as not coming in for the first time.
There I am, a little skinny guy. I think I weighed 163 pounds that year.
David never gave up, you know, he was trying and scrappy player every down, being around some very good athletes there. In that group of players, I think in the long run, everything kind of worked out for him. The one thing that I do remember was a huge motivation for him and his twin brother. They used to get into it.
Is your brother? Is that your brother?
Yeah, my twin brother right there, number 87. And I was 47.
Awesome. Robbie was a receiver and Dave was a DB, so we'd be in here playing one-on-one on the end zone, you know. David would get so frustrated sometimes when Robbie beat him on routes and stuff like that, but I think that helped him, it motivated him, you know. David wanted to succeed. Having Robbie as a person that played a big role in the motivation, getting him to play like he ultimately did, you know. He never took a play off, man.
At the end of that year, he came to me and he said, "You can be a really good football player." And I was like, I knew he never lied. And at that time, I was actually thinking of transferring high schools, going to a school that had a better pole vaulting program, and not playing football my senior year. He said, the only thing you have to do is you're gonna have to make a commitment to it. And I'm like, commitment? I am committed. He really introduced me to another level of work. Just when you think you're working hard, maybe you're not really working hard. After my senior year of football, I had a great year and I was like, man, I really like this game. And at that time, because of him, really, I ended up saying, okay, now I want to go and play football in college. And I really might even think of coaching this game. Like, that seems like a good idea to me. When I went to the University of Arizona, I was like locker 120, and I was doubled up, so there was 2 of us in it. But man, I was thrilled to death. I was just excited to be there. When I first got there, I think I weighed like 160 pounds or something like that. And I was afraid that they weren't even gonna let me in the door. I stuffed like 5-pound weights in my pants as I was weighing in, just so they didn't throw me out of there before I had a chance to play it.
And when I first got there, they just give you a number, and so I got jersey number 14. Shortly thereafter, they put me in 23, and I stayed in jersey 23 the rest of my time. And I got lower shoes and lower socks, longer hair.
Bigger pads, too.
Yep, even bigger pads.
It ended up being an incredible experience. I can still remember to this day when I was jogging out on the field the very first time. I was a freshman, I was redshirting, so I wasn't going to play in the game, but they allowed us to suit up, run out on the field. At the University of Arizona, you run out underneath this banner that says "Bear Down," and I was running out and I looked up at the stadium, and I can still recall it as clear as day, and I looked up and I said, man, I want to be a part of this game for the rest of my life, man. Sure enough, here I am today, so it's, for me, really living a dream.
As soon as I graduated, I went back to Holy Cross College, and I coached there for 2 years. And then after Holy Cross, I came back to Arizona, and I was a graduate assistant. I mean, I was in heaven. I was graduate assistant at my alma mater, where really this place had changed my life. And then I went to Cal Poly, where I met you.
Yes, you did.
My wife is Jenny, and she's incredible. I mean, this is the best decision I've ever made, was a decision to marry her.
I met Dave a month before I graduated, thought he had a great work ethic, and I had no idea what a football coach entailed. I was supposed to move to San Diego with my roommate and find a job, and I said, I don't think I'm moving anymore. I think I'm staying here. I think I found the one.
How long did we date before we got married?
Before we got married? Less than a year.
Less than a year, yeah. When I see something good, you know what I mean?
The thing I was always kind of looking for was just somebody with like down to earth, down home, a lot of values. You know, she grew up on this farm in Chico, California. It was just perfect.
I knew you were all in when we played that game at St. Mary's.
In the hail.
In the hail and the rain.
And my mom and I looked at each other and said, what are we doing?
Oh, man.
We'd gotten married, and then we moved to Nevada, and that was probably the hardest because I was pregnant with Ashley and I didn't know anyone. And then I had a little baby.
And then we went to San Jose.
San Jose.
And that's where we had Lily and Tyler.
Yeah, yeah. Hello.
You're probably nervous, yeah.
Hi.
Ah!
Hi, good morning.
What's up, girl?
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, great. The first thing I want to hear about was that Tennessee-Alabama game.
It was so much fun.
It was?
I'm just like so glad we won.
Tell me about the tailgate before the game.
It was good. I was at the quad.
We have 3 children. Our oldest daughter, her name's Ashley. Man, I think the oldest one has it tough, you know, because as a parent, you're kind of learning how to do things. You don't know the answers, and you know less early than you know with the last one. She's doing great. She's at the University of Alabama now. She's got 1 year left, which I can't believe.
What was your favorite play? You don't remember
the
this?
interception in the end zone.
For a
It was
touchdown?
like 98-yard return, yeah.
Oh, really? Excellent. I was just checking to see if you remembered any football.
The whole stands went crazy and everyone was like throwing beer and like the lights were like everywhere. It was like insane. The whole stadium was like, yeah.
That's excellent. That's why you go to college.
I know she's living her best life right now. The first 2 years, I think she was feeling it out, but now when I call her on the phone, she's like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. I'm like, okay, you're living.
I have an exam today, and I had an exam yesterday, and I have an exam Tuesday.
Gee whiz.
So we do work too.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
She is definitely driven. You don't really have to tell her to do anything. Very self-sufficient.
Okay, have a great day. Good luck on your test.
All right, thanks. Love you guys.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
Bye.
See ya.
Our middle child, her name's Dave Fipp. She's definitely the caring one, making sure everybody's doing okay, keeping everything together, looks after everyone's emotional state. And then our son, Tyler, he's actually playing football. He played football last year. It was the first time he did it, which is an awkward feeling for a dad who coaches football. You just kind of want to stay away and give him his own experience. But he did great. Our son is just a product of the ones above him. So he's got a little bit of everything in him.
Him as a father, he's amazing. He went to school family studies, so he's just really good at the connection with father, child, husband, wife. I'm proud that he's my kid's father because he just shows them love and they know how hard he works because they have lived through it, and I'm just proud to be his wife.
23 years of marriage, it's been great, but the thing I respect so much is the journey we've had, because my first job coaching college football was at Holy Cross College, and I was making $5,000 a year. We were both in it for each other when there was really nothing there, and you weren't making much money, and I really appreciate her for that. So it's been a heck of a ride, a lot of different stops along the way. We moved quite a bit, but both her and I have ended up embracing the journey. Growing up hearing my dad talk about flying and just how energetic he was about it, I believe it was like 6 years ago, I decided, you know what, I think I might want to try to learn how to fly.
He has so many hobbies and he loves learning so many things that I would never tell him not to do something, except I didn't like the motorcycle. That one I actually didn't like. He's got to stay busy outside of football also to get his mind off of it.
Kids are getting a little bit older, so they're kind of running around doing their own things too. They're not just at the house. If I take a couple hours on the weekend every morning, I could pull this thing off. So I ended up doing it in one off season.
Lily and Tyler fight over who gets more time to go up with. Lily loves the ride. Tyler loves the ride, but also is interested in becoming a private pilot himself also. They'll go up anytime.
Automated weather observation. 1938 Zulu. Wind 270 at 11 gusts. Sky condition overcast 5,500.
So that cloud layer above us is at 5,500 feet, and we'll be well below that. We'll probably go over there at 3,000. The wind, 11 knots, gusting to 18, I believe it was. So it's coming right from the west, which is great for us. It's right down the runway. The flight plan is going to take us just over to Lansing and back, and that way we don't have to worry about clouds, and if we end up going through them, or the ceiling's a little bit lower than we thought, and we'll be with air traffic control the whole way. This airport is super nice. I believe it's like the busiest Class Delta airport in the state of Michigan. Really well maintained and upkept, and so I enjoy flying out of here. I wanted to start off in like the smallest plane you could get, and so I started off in a Cessna 152. And this thing's old. The width of the thing is no bigger than that. I started flying the Diamond 40 here in Michigan, and then I think every private pilot's dream currently is to fly a Cirrus. This is a Cirrus SR-22T. The T stands for turbo, so it's a turbo normalized aircraft, which basically gives it high performance even at altitude and warm weather conditions. But it'll cruise at like 170 knots. It's got a full frame parachute, which has really made these the most popular general aviation aircraft today. They are extremely technologically advanced. They are beautiful planes. Their avionics system is incredible. It's really a luxury to fly these things. Super smooth, super sleek. They obviously look nice on the ramp too, and that helps. A little bit nicer than that 152 I started off in. And there's a place called Apogee Air up in Pontiac. They provide flight instruction, and they also rent these aircraft out, and they have a number of them. So it's been a great situation for me, really as good as it can get. The pre-flight is probably the most important thing you can do. My first instructor always would tell me, go slow on the ground and fast when you're in the air. There's a series of things that you'll check, starting with inside the cockpit. We'll go through all that. Then we'll come out of the cockpit, we'll check the lights and the pitot heat, make sure everything on the outside's working properly, and then we'll do a walk around the whole plane, both wings. We'll check the fuel, make sure there's no water in the fuel system. We'll check the tail. My normal check is to come here, stay clear of that, pull this off, check the oil checks. Now we're gonna check and make sure all of our lights are on. Ice light here. Light there, this one up, that one down, and the controls moving too. Flaps are secure. We'll get in the plane, and with the avionics, they also have the checklist on there. And so we'll go back through it one more time and just confirm that we checked all those items. So we kind of have a two-part process there. We're looking for battery 2 on. We're looking for 23 amps or better. Airplane's ready to go.
Ready to go, boss?
Fired up, ready to go, boss. Clear prop. 2 feet.
Pontiac ground, Cirrus 248 Charlie Romeo, information Sierra midfield, ready to taxi.
Vision 248 Charlie Romeo, Pontiac ground, runway 27 left, taxi via Charlie. Leave Bravo 1 open, Tower call your sequence, reference traffic on Bravo 1.
Taxi via Charlie to runway 27 left for Cirrus 248 Charlie Romeo. Caps handle, the pin is removed right there, so we're ready to pull the parachute. Tyler, you know what to do, right?
Yep.
Hit the level button, power all the way back. You turn this all the way into the off position.
Pull it up, turn it.
Right, you can pull the parachute first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My son, he's really curious about all the avionics and electronics and all that. He's got a nice computer set up, and he puts the Microsoft Flight Simulator on there, and it's amazing. I mean, with the simulator, it's like he's starting to tell me things. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know you could do it that way. And we're really just talking about the aircraft and what's going to happen next and what to expect.
My brakes are good. You want to check
Is it
yours?
top?
Yep. Push down on the tops hard. Your brakes are good. This gentleman helped me learn how to fly over there in this aircraft. Okay, everybody doing all right?
Yeah.
Lil, how are you?
Great.
Oh, you're loving it, huh? Yes. You can leave it on for now. When we take the runway, you can turn that off.
It's fine.
Cirrus 8 Charlie Romeo, Diamond Star traffic on the upwind to southwestbound. Fly runway heading, runway 27 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, 27 left, clear for takeoff. 8 Charlie Romeo. Power up here. Check our engine instruments. They are all on the green. Our airspeed is coming alive. Full power. Instruments are good. Engine's good. 60 knots. We'll rotate at 77. Right about there. Just slowly pull it off. We're above 90 knots. Clear of all obstacles. Our flaps will come up. Flaps are up. Detroit departure, Cirrus 248, Charlie Romeo, 1,800, climbing 3,000.
Cirrus 284 Charlie Romeo, Detroit departure, radar contact. Turn left heading 240, vector 4, traffic off of Pontiac, maintain 4,000.
Left heading 240, maintain 4,000, 248 Charlie Romeo.
For me, the most enjoyable thing about flying is really just getting out there and getting away from everything else. Because there is so much going on, you really got to keep your focus just on the airplane alone and tune out everything else that's going on. It's just a very peaceful place.
Okay, we're 44 miles out. Should take us 17 minutes from here.
Hey, Dad.
Yep.
What's that big circle on the ground?
Yeah, that's one of those car testing facilities. I don't know which manufacturer that is.
Tyler and Lily love flying, so that's great for me. Definitely very supportive of it. They know what it means to me and how much I enjoy it, and so they support it 100%, which I really appreciate. Working to get my commercial license last year, I would go up to Apogee Air, and I got to know the owner. He's a great guy, Josh Clark. Josh introduces me to a gentleman. He says, Dave, meet Nate Miller. And then Josh says, well, yeah, he flew for the Blue Angels. I'm like, the Blue Angels? You gotta be kidding me. It was like a 3-minute, 5-minute conversation. And then as we were playing this last season, we go 15-2, and it's like a week after, not even quite a week after the last game. I look at my phone, I see this text message, and it says Nate Miller, and it says something like, hey, Dave, sorry. And, you know, when you're a coach and you get that text message, you're kind of like, oh, great. And so I just let it go. 2 days later, I pick up my phone. I'm like, oh, that Nate Miller text I got to get back to. So I pick up the phone. I look at the text. It says, hey, Dave, I already got everything all lined up and pre-approved. I don't know if you'd be interested in flying with the Blue Angels. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. And then at that point, I'm like, no. I wonder if it's too late.
He lost his mind. I can't believe this. This is a dream. He wasn't sure when it was going to happen. And I said, well, what are you going to do? If you have to work, are you going to ask Dan if you could go? He goes, it's a once in a lifetime. I have to go. And I reminded him that he has, for 16 years, been mad that he missed practice for Tyler's birth. But he was not afraid to ask for time off for the Blue Angels. So he was over the moon.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Like
I was sitting right there. I still can't believe it.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to believe we're in this building right now.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How's it going, Dave Fipp?
Dave,
nice to
Cody,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah,
It's a
appreciate it. Yeah.
I have a couple of flight suits here for you, and I want you to just go ahead and try it on for me. There you go. There it is. VIP!
When I was a kid, my dad had an old flight suit, and every Halloween I wore the flight suit, the boots.
It's like wearing PJs to work.
Yeah, no doubt. In case they don't come back. No. I can't believe I'm gonna climb up this ladder. It had always been a dream of mine to take a ride with the Blue Angels, but it's one of those things you never really feel like, there's no way this will ever happen.
Because my husband was a Navy pilot, he grew up loving them and instilled that into all the kids.
The Blue Angels would fly out of Miramar in San Diego, 15 minutes from our house, and my dad would drag us up to the air show every single year. I mean, we wanted to go, but we were going no matter what, if we wanted to or not. Part of it was he flew the A-4 Skyhawk when he was flying for the military. At that time, the Blue Angels were also flying the A-4 Skyhawk. We would all call it Blue Angel Day because if he took us to a baseball game or a football game and we said, hey, can we get a shirt or something, he'd be like, no. But when it was at the Blue Angels show, man, it was, you guys want a shirt? You guys want to sit on top of the car, watch the show, get a better view? I mean, everything was off limits, and it was all good on Blue Angel Day.
This is Dave with his Blue Angel shirt. He loved that Blue Angel shirt. In fact, we had to keep washing it overnight so that he could wear it the next day to school.
And I would wear it out, and then the next year I get the new one.
The aircraft we were in was an FA-18 Super Hornet. We were in the Foxtrot model, which is the 2-seat variant, so that we could give Coach Fipp a good ride back there. These aircraft here are painted blue and gold, but it's the same exact model of aircraft serving on the flight decks of aircraft carriers around the world with the United States Navy right now.
It's unbelievable. And there it is, the ladder's right in front of you. You just start climbing up the ladder. I mean, yeah, you can't believe you're doing it. And that was the first thing I was like, this is real. The first thing he straps in is your ankle, and it's like, okay. He's got another strap over each leg, then there's a strap over your lower belt, and then these shoulder straps are just massive. They don't fall over you. You gotta like conform into these things and put them over. And at that point, you know, like, damn, dude, I'm inside this military aircraft, and we're about to just rip through the sky.
Next up is gonna be a chest strap.
At the same time, I'm like, no wonder why these pilots just think they're badass, because they are badass strapping into these things. Then the pilot comes in and he jumps in the plane and then he starts firing everything up.
I'm going to use more aviation jargon with you since you're a pilot, so if there's something I say that doesn't make sense, speak up. Okay. All right, here we go.
I was just thrilled for him because I knew that he was so excited. He was nervous to faint, but I was so excited for him because, you know, just once in a lifetime, and I was glad it wasn't me going up.
Salute to Cody, and we are ready to go.
At that point, you know, like, damn, dude, I'm inside this military aircraft and we're about to just rip through the sky.
Try and not knock everybody over with the exhaust now.
Now I'm like, this definitely is not a hoax. And we start taxiing away.
All right, Dave, you all set? Yes, sir. Let's go, Coach. Go. Afterburners in. Airspeed's alive.
He fires the afterburners up and we just start rolling and it is accelerating.
Ready, hit it.
And bang, he pulls the stick back and we just go straight up in the air. And in like 2 seconds, we're at 9,500 feet. He pitches the thing sideways and then darn near like starts pulling it back down and then just rolls on out of there and you can see the whole airfield beneath you. I mean, it was incredible.
Gets up and goes quickly. Yeah, climbs a little fast thing up.
He says, you see the two rocks out there? To start off, we're gonna shoot right through the middle of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, pretty sick entry to the route, huh? Yeah, super sick.
He says, okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rip through these low canyons. And the first thing that came to my mind is like, damn, dude, I wonder if it's gonna be like that Top Gun thing. So bang, we're making a right turn, banking into the canyon, the hills on your left-hand side.
All right, hard turn coming to the left. Ready, hit it.
Wanted to give Coach Fipp an exposure to kind of what we do during the flight demonstration. So we did some high-speed rolls, some loops, some tight turns, some very high G maneuvers.
We did the aileron rolls where you're just turning right around yourself, and that was unbelievable.
Do you have any aerobatic experience? None at all. None? I heard you have a commercial, is that right? Yeah, commercial. Nice. And A-4. Okay, very nice.
They teach you before you go out there how to like handle the G's, and part of it's with your legs and you're flexing your legs and then you're taking these 3/4 breaths. You have to prepare yourself for the G's or else the blood goes out of your head and it flushes down to your legs and you lose consciousness.
All right, we got one last cool maneuver we can do here over the water. This is probably the most aggressive maneuver out of them all, so it's the sneak to vertical rolls is what we call it.
He said, okay, we're gonna bring it down just over the top of the water. I'm gonna pull back, we're gonna pull this thing up. You're gonna feel a lot of G's. Use your legs and your breathing, and then don't let off until I say let off.
Y'all set? Yes, sir. All right, ready, hit it.
All of a sudden, color went black and white. Just like, whoosh. My vision just starts closing in, and it's like this circle that you're looking out of just starts getting smaller and smaller, and you're flexing and breathing, and then all of a sudden he says, you can let off.
All right, off the stream.
And as soon as he's saying let off, you can feel like your vision starts to open back up again, and then black and white turns to color.
So we got 7.5 G on that one. Nice job hanging on.
We hit 7.5 Gs, so 7.5 times the force of gravity, which is the limit of the airframe, and he stayed awake the whole time. Very impressive, he did a great job.
All right, we are just about out of quarters, so I'm going to start pointing us back to El Centro. Okay. The Blue Angels have been coming here for an extremely long time. I know these targets have been out here for a long time, so it wouldn't surprise me if your dad had been out here bombing these targets back in the day. Yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Yeah, well, thanks for coming out. I appreciate all your guys' service. Yes, sir. Always cool to fly with somebody with a family connection to the business.
I learned before the flight that his father was an A-4 pilot. The A-4 is also an aircraft that the Blue Angels used to fly. And it was really special to be able to point out to him that all the maneuvers that we were doing are things that his father likely did all those years ago. So I think it was very special to be able to enjoy that bond.
This area off to the right, that is a restricted area. That's where we do all of our practices when we're not flying over the field. That's also a bombing range. Like I said, I bet your dad spent some time out here, especially as an A-4 guy.
When we get back, he's like, we'll do a carrier brake landing.
We'll do the one that we essentially would do entering an aircraft carrier landing pattern. So again, I'll give you the ready, hit it, and then just calves, hamstrings, core, and that'll be it. Sounds good. All right, 4 to 5 G's to the left. Ready, hit it.
All of a sudden he does a steep bank to the left and just pulls the thing around and then enters the pattern that way and takes the approach to the landing. I can't even express in words how grateful I am for the opportunity to fly there and really just be around those people. Totally helped me understand my dad's love for it, and I totally get it.
I was so thrilled to provide this opportunity to Coach Fipp. It's not offered to just anybody. It's people who have a fantastic reputation of providing to their community, who have a reputation of making a difference and being someone that is a role model for others. He did great on the ride, fantastic guy to meet, and have him represent Lions Nation in that regard.
The truth is, for me, my family's everything. I know that they know how much the aviation stuff means to me. I know they know how much my dad means to me. He wasn't able to be there, but for them to be able to be there and for them to see that moment come true was definitely great. My dad was always like a pretty matter-of-fact guy. He was always straight to the point. So yeah, he ended up getting diagnosed with esophageal cancer. You know, at the time, he's like, what is this, like esophageal cancer? And he said the doctor asked him, like, did you ever have like reflux? And he said, yeah. I took a Tums, I kind of, just like went about my business. I mean, he would be the last person to ever complain about anything. I think like one of the greatest things happened, and that was before he passed away, we actually won the Super Bowl that exact same year.
Everything you got, 60 minutes,
hell yeah.
One play at a time, and good things are going to happen for this.
Let's go.
They're going to snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught, falls.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
You know that your dad's struggling with this, and it's like, this is the chance, and it just felt like this happened because of him, really, and the reason it happened that year was because it had to, and it ended up happening then. After we won the Super Bowl, I was able to get back there to San Diego and visit him.
When Dave saw my husband, he called Rob in Singapore and said, if you want to see Dad alive, you better get over here right now. So Rob ran to the airport, got on a plane, flew over. They were able to spend the morning talking to him. Dave had to fly back for work, and my daughter and other son left, and then my son Rob stayed. That night, my husband went into almost a coma, and then he was gone like less than 2 days later.
The one thing that I knew from seeing him and he was able to express to me is the fact that he was proud of me, and I think as a kid that's really what you're searching for, your parents' approval, and you want them to know that you did right by them, and that definitely was expressed to me. I feel like he had a great respect for the life that he was able to live, and he knew that his time had come, and it was unfortunate. He fought it as long as he could and did everything he could, but ultimately we only get so much time on this earth, and I think for me that's really like a big part of why it's like, man, I'm gonna do as many things as I can do, because when that time comes, you don't want to look back and say, well, I should have done a handful more. Morning, how we doing? Morning. That's what I say to the players every morning. Morning, how we doing?
This guy every week, man, brings it, and he coaches his freaking ass off, and the most consistent unit over 4 years, Dave Fipp. Come on. All
right, here we go. Hey, this game's about players, man, and we got a lot of players in this locker room. It ain't about me. I thank God, I thank my family, I love you guys, and I love the game of football, man. It has given me life.
This game rescued me. When I was young, I got into trouble. It was mostly just mischief. This game ended up really being my outlet. The sacrifices these guys make and what they go through is incredible. They're all obviously incredible athletes and players, but they're also people too, and they go through a lot and they have a lot of ups and downs, so you're trying to provide some energy and some life and some hope and some belief and also some guidance and direction, get them in the right right path.
I'm not sitting here saying that was like terrible. I'm just saying
It's not good.
well, we want better.
100%.
Yeah. There's a way to improve a little. In general, the most important thing you can worry about is improving, dude.
Yeah.
Just making yourself better. Keep it up, man, and keep playing with that emotion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
One of the best things for me right now is I have these kids and they're almost the same age now as the players that I'm coaching, so it's getting really close.
Speaking of my son, I mean, it's the craziest thing I was telling these players. He just turned 16. You go from carpooling him or shuttle him around or you get him from place to place and you're complaining about it, you know, because you're like, Well, then all of a sudden, he turns 16, he drives, and now my wife, she's like, well, I don't get to drive him anymore. I'm like, well, you know, you should have thought about that when you were complaining about it. And I told the players, just enjoy being in this building because you're living it right now. Like, these are the days. And I said, these are the days for you, but these are the days for me too. You know, I'm older, but man, getting to do what we do every single day. The challenge is really to embrace every moment, whether it's the good and the bad and the ups and downs.
Being a coach and being a parent is very much two of the same things, and you're trying to motivate the players, you're trying to motivate your kids, you're trying to teach them, but you're also trying to let them learn a little bit on their own, because a lot of times when you learn on your own, it's a lot better lessons. You're just preparing one for life and the other one for football, but a lot of times you're trying to prepare them for football, but also use it to prepare them for life.
I've got a lot of great memories with my dad, but for me it's all just like the little things I do with him, like when we're bored we make board cake, and just like the little meaningful moments with him mean the most to me.
The first ever flight that we flew to like a place in the Cessna, we flew to this like little runway and we had breakfast. It was his first like good landing because all the other ones weren't the best, but he's definitely grown.
He thinks all my landings are terrible, so he's got a high standard. I like it. The joy of being a parent is just incredible, and I'm obviously really proud of all of them. I think the biggest thing that I'm most proud of is the fact that, you know, I've always been very open with them and told them that I've made a lot of mistakes along the way and shared those things with them, or things I may do different. If I were able to do it again, I feel like they've all chose a higher road and really been better than I have every step of the way, so it's been fun to watch and see. You can see the glide path, 2 red, 2 white. That means we're right on it. We want to slow the plane down just a little bit here. All right, down, everything's good.
Nice landing.
I would hope people say that this guy's passionate about the way he lives. He's grateful for the life he's been given. He loves his wife, his kids, and his family. He gives everything to everything he does.
Lord, how we doing? Hey. Okay, here we go. Hey, bottom line, man, this will be a great...
I would hope the players feel like, man, this guy gives everything he's got every day he walks in here to us, and I really never felt like one day was better than the other, or one day was worse.
Gotta go, go, go! 1 kick return in the huddle. Huddle up, here we go, man, lock in, here we go.
You know, the other thing I would say is, like when I was in Philadelphia, we were the first team in the history to win a Super Bowl there, and it's like, that really is the thing here now. You want to be part of the first, man, you know, because that's the one that really does it. There would be nothing better than winning a Super Bowl here in Detroit. I am Dave Fipp.